Welcome back, beautiful souls, to another episode of Channel Your Light, Own Your Intuitive. Today is a very special one because it's Father's Day, and I really wanted to hop on here and celebrate all of the fathers, dear hearts. I'm hearing fathers. That is a tough role. And although I focus on the mother role and I personally understand the mother role, there is so much more to this story than just mother. There is also the counterpart, the father, the figure. So this is, I'm literally going to roll with spirit, with messages for dads, fathers, father figures. I'm being told there's somebody on here, you have played the role of a father figure to children that you did not sire, is the word I'm hearing, that you did not sire. However, the role of a father has nothing to do with the physical attributes of birthing the genomes or the DNA. It is a role of the heart. It is a role of a figure. It is an archetype, if you will. There are many men on the earth plane in the collective consciousness. Ava says, Ashtar also says he wishes to express his deep gratitude for all those who have played a father figure role to the younger generations, to children, for the simple fact of fathering children, for the simple fact of loving children, because we are all children of creation. We are all children of Creator in some way, shape, or form. All sentient beings are as well. But this father in particular, I'm being told, you did not just raise your own children. You stood up for children that were from other parentings, lineages, ancestral lines. You did not just stand up for them. I'm being told to say every little person that you have touched through the heart, I'm seeing somebody on a schoolyard. This is so interesting. I'm seeing a divine masculine on a schoolyard, literally lifting other children up, letting them know that they matter, stopping bullying from happening, and not just saying, hey, don't bully them. But I'm literally seeing you go up to the other child who is the one that was bullying, and literally, I don't want to say laying down the law, but it's almost like I'm watching you soothe their soul at the same time. It's like watching you take the perpetrator, that's the word I'm getting, which is so weird because it's more of like a legal crime kind of thing, but taking the perpetrator and being able to attune to the wound that is within them that would cause them to project it or create the cycle. You do not just soothe the person who's deemed the victim or the recipient of it, but you then move over. This is exquisite. This is, you are, whoever this is, I need you to know you have played a profound role in many younger individuals' lives, including older men. You have played a role as a model, and not just attuning to and helping those that are on the scale. I'm seeing those are on this end of the scale, but also moving to the other end of the scale and attuning to them and finding the place in them that needs to be loved as well. For hate is truly the absence of love. If everything is love, then if we don't have love, it is simply the absence of it. These are emotional contexts. She wishes to say with sheer gratitude, Ashtar, he says, I'm not done with this father. He needs to understand the role that he has played, whether he feels that he is a father and wish to sire his own children. He does have children, is what I am hearing, this one message. And there's another one for a man who does not have children, who instead of having his own children, and this is the fine line I'm hearing, you do have your own children, but not in the sense that is deemed in terms of man, the seed, any of those things. You are a father figure and a role model to many masculine energies of generations, of little peoples, of teenagers, all growing up. I'm being told to tell you, Ashtar says, your gift to all of these people, you may feel like you have been running in circles. I'm seeing the round and round card, but your gift, you do not understand the power and the impact that you have had on a daily basis in the lives of those who are being shaped and molded in those first 7 years. There are children that you would go to, the black sheep in the room, the person who was outcast, and you would literally sit with them and shine light. It was like diamonds came through you. This is how powerful an impact this child that you have helped has carried this with them for their entire life. It is what actually they have clung on to in order to rise up, in order to rise up, to be seen, to be loved, just in 1 iota or 1% of their life. Let them know that they mattered. Most of the collective consciousness has struggled with the understanding that they matter. And not talking in terms of physical matter, that they matter because they are in physical matter, but they are truly spiritual beings. In the physical matter plane, it is a process of decompression, is what I'm hearing. Decompression and ballooning out. These can be looked at in many different facets and contexts. The impression or the soul, when it has freedom, this Father, you gave people the courage to have freedom, to be who they are and not be ashamed of it. This is one of the most powerful gifts that you can give to children on the earth plane. Ava says she wants to touch on another subset of fathers. There is a father who feels, I want to weep at this, the emotion that comes out. There is a father who feels that they should have done more, they could have done more, that should have, could have, would have. You're exactly where you need to be at this point in time. Do not forget, you did not get a manual as a father, and some of you have had father figures or role models that were either abandoned. Some of you were abandoned, whether that was in a physical aspected form or an emotional or a mental aspected form. I'm seeing somebody with a father who was an alcoholic. He is deceased at this point in time. I'm hearing only the good die young. He died younger as he was intended to, because his role on the earth plane was done. This father is showing up to say, Anakish. He says, I am so sorry that I did not see you for who you were, but I see you, I see you. He sees you in your fullest soul, essence, and spirit form. For when we return to the oneness, when we die, the purpose and the ascension on the earth plane is to come into that ascended being, to touch the divinity inside of us, to have full acceptance of the light that is within us, as well as the dark, to ascend in the physical aspected form rather than having to die or release the body, to understand the spiritual nature and the beings that we are. This is what the collective consciousness is attuning to. This is why we are asked to detach. This Father says he created much strife, much damage. He was so involved with alcoholism to drown his sorrows. He is showing me he could not look himself in the mirror, let alone look his son in the face. I had to walk away. I have a second father showing up here who is also deceased. He says, I abandoned my family because I could not handle the responsibility. I was unable to be responsible for myself, and therefore having a family made it 10 times harder. I did not leave because you were not good enough. I left because I felt like the ultimate failure. He says, do not carry these wounds forward as if you were the problem. It was to show you that you were not the problem. He says, look at me in the mirror, release this, release the wounds of of the father, the sins of the father, in order to walk forward without those lineages. This is a karmic cycle. It ends with you. To all the fathers who did not have the best role models or did not have a role model at all, know that you were chosen and you chose to step into the role to heal the divine masculine, to be powerful protectors, but come from a balanced heart space as well. And this was a great undertaking for many divine masculines across the collective consciousness. And this is because there was also the distorted feminine at play, trying to pick up the slack. This father who abandoned, he says, your mother, single mother, brought another man in, but it was too late. You already had to pick up the slack. You had to become a man as a child. This is grossly unfair and heavily misshapen or shaped your childhood in ways that you having to be the man of the household far too early, asking a child to be a man. You are being called, he says, at this time to recognize that you can let loose and allow yourself to experience the freedom and the joy of that childlike wonder as an adult, for that child still lives within you and is dying to get out, dying to look about the world. Whew, these are really intense messages, not at all what I expected, but I just want to say, me, Erin, personally, I have had the absolute privilege to know many incredible men, incredible role models, incredible husbands, incredible brothers, just incredible teachers, incredible men across my life. And that has been a privilege because not everybody has experienced that. And I'm here to tell you that there are so many of them. And sometimes the projections going back and forth makes it difficult to see who we are because we're reflecting back and forth in all these projections and mirrors and all of these different things. There are some masculines watching this channel. I am hearing, dear heart, your spirit is so vast and your heart is so tender. This does not mean one of you, I feel like they're showing me glasses. It makes me feel like people looked at you and you were so misunderstood that it just hurt your tender heart even more. It is like you were asked to be the protector, yet no one protected you. Therefore, you felt you were not worth protecting and did not know how to protect others because you did not know how to protect yourself. This cycle is complete. This is the piece of the understanding, or a puzzle piece, Ashtar is saying, that has missing. Lyran consciousness. It takes courage to stand up for others. Some of you are so willing to stand up for others, but you forgot to stand up for yourself. And for you, that is the missing piece. For others, it is the opposite. They are intertwined, says Ava. They are fluid. She says, fathers and mothers are grossly disconnected. The purposes of the divine masculine and the divine feminine is not always to have unions on the earth plane. There are many masculines who play an integral father role because it is a leadership role that fathers other people who may have deep wounds. It is standing up and showing the divine masculine that they can both be powerful protectors and in their fire masculine energy, but also be attuned to the flow. This is a powerful, I'm picking up on a very powerful role model, and I want to weep because you have the capacity, and it is your role, it is your soul contract to set a leadership role that literally helps divine masculines heal those wounds within themselves, because you are an example not of a father, but rather of the role model or the archetype, teaching those intrinsic lessons and those boundaries and giving or returning back to the divine masculine who have been so emasculated by distorted feminines. It's almost like the curve is so enormous. The disparity is so enormous between masculines who are emasculated and masculines who are in such a dominated masculine role that they are completely cut off from the feminine. It's like this leader, your heart knows this. It is an integral role that is played. There are many of you. There is not just one, but you set the stage. Each of you, as you step into those leadership roles, and some of you already are. There is one, I'm hearing, fledgling. It's okay to be a fledgling consistently in roles and positions where I have to adopt a beginner's mind, because there are so many different paths and journeys. Some of you are just beginning to step into this role. Some of you have been there for quite some time. I'm seeing the younger masculines, or not younger in years, but younger in terms of leading, to look to these divine masculines who are leading students and teachers. The role of masculine leadership is going to be vastly different as we move about the rest of 2023. The change and evolution of the collective consciousness is rapid at this time. Rise up. I'm being told the ones that are just beginning on the journey of leading, it will be a rapid ascension. You are being called to hold your ground, as in a grounding, as in let go, dear heart, is what I'm hearing. It's almost like let go of the need to be right. Let go of the need to know. Allow yourself to be driven by the spirit, by the fire in you. But as you move along each step of the ascension journey, the staircase ascending, seeing the stairway to heaven. I'm hearing the song Stairway to Heaven. I'm hearing the lyrics, but I'm not actually hearing the song. That's a very clear message from somebody. I have somebody who has a son who has passed, and this son is saying, I'm going to cry over this one. The son is saying, I am so proud of you, Dad, for everything that you have done and everything that you are becoming, and we are a team. I need you to know that we are a team. You know that we don't die. You know that I'm right here walking beside you, but we are a team. Like, go team, go. This is the natural ascension process in the physical body. Go back, he says, Erin, go back, remember. It is a passage from a Bible, but it means so much more than that. There are so many dichotomies on the earth plane. Do not pay attention to all of them. Focus on the goal, Dad. Focus on be a gold digger. I'm hearing it's a saying, be a gold, they say be a gold digger like money. He's saying be a goal digger. He's like, that's the way. That's where the treasure is, being a gold digger. X marks the spot. Do not stop. I also have a reference. Somebody's being told, tell them I'm a teenage boy. So that's a confirmation for a father with a son who passed as a teenage boy. Obviously, there's like throngs of children. So for me to experience it in this way, it is a catalyst energy, because a death is the bringer of light. It is the absolute breakdown of everything we believe or know to be true, because it is an abrupt change. This is kind of like the chaos that will happen on the earth plane when people realize that everything that they believe to be true is no longer true. They go through this, it's like a explosion. Bursting it open is the grief journey, but it's also the grief of an entire belief system and how we believe our lives to be, or what our truth is, or how we thought our life would be. This touches on so many facets. And this boy says, listen, you are here to ascend in the body. That means touching divinity, touching Christ consciousness, touching unity, understanding the divinity that is in you and walking as a spirit, understanding that you are divinity incarnate, creator incarnate. You are a piece of a beautiful, they're showing me at the beach, the sands along the beach, putting your feet on the sand. He's showing me an hourglass, flipping it over. Next phase, that next journey. We are here. Let's attune to it, because time waits for no man. It is an illusion. And so too means that you can touch spirit at any point in time. You can touch it in the now moment. That is where I am, in the now moment. Sure, you can use a memory to recall me. I am always there, but the now moment is where you get to feel my love. I'm hearing, come and get your love. What's that music from? I'm being reminded of Guardians of the Galaxy. Come and get your love. That's what the Spirit is saying to all the sons in spirit, or dads who have lost children. I have somebody here who has lost I have a little girl, I want to say 3 or 4 years old. She has a blonde hair. She was the light of your life. I'm getting cancer as an association with that, or dying of cancer is how she left the earth plane. She is like daddy's little princess, is what she's saying. And boy, is she a light, like a brilliant, bright white light. She was your reason for being. She says, let me still be your reason for being. I am still your reason for being, big time. She says, I have my guide Ellen here with a giant bullseye target. And this little girl, it's a message for mom and dad, but specifically daddy, because daddy's really struggling with this. And I love him. And he needs to know that I am here and I am with the family all of the time. I hear his thoughts. When he is sad, I am with him. If she's showing me rubbing your back, like, it's okay, daddy, you have felt a hand on your back, or will feel a hand on your back. I am not gone. I am not gone. I am right here in this moment. She says, cry your tears, for grief is love. It is just on the spectrum of love. It takes you through many aspects and facets of the human emotional form. It is cracking the egg open. I'm seeing a card where it's cracking the egg open, and I'm hearing the word imagine. Remember me. Because as you remember me, you are attuning to my memory, your heart. Think about your mind, Dad, she says. If you spend all your time remembering me as if I am gone, you get stuck in the memories, wishing that you were still there and what could be. Whereas if you attune to me in the present moment, you become a clear channel to sense me in all the facets and forms, which is much bigger than the physical aspected body. Daddy, when we were in the body, that was the separation, she says. The body is the separation. We have a beautiful oneness of spirit, and then we inhabit a body, or rather our spirit comes to attune, holding the body in place. That's the separation, how we experience the separation from the oneness. This is how you recognize that I am not gone. You are always part of the oneness. The separation, the cut off, is an illusion. You are with me, Daddy, and I am with you. I have gone nowhere. Understand this. I'm hearing paradigm shift. When don't be afraid to cry. It's the purging of the human emotions. It is the weeping and the purifying of the Christ, God, Spirit, however you wish to look at it. She says, I am so proud of She says, I am so proud of my daddy. And she's showing me she lost a tooth. I don't know if this is a memory or something that happened right before she passed away, or something that didn't get to happen, but she's talking about the tooth fairy, and she's showing me a little wand like the tooth fairy, imagining it like that. Remember the childlike wonder. Remember that I am still here, she says. She's also saying, I had the best daddy. She says, she's showing me a wand and like sprinkling daddy dust or sparkle dust all over all the fathers that need to hear this message, whether you have lost a child or not, it is irrelevant. It is the honoring of fathers in all capacities, the struggles, the difficulties, the having to balance things, the expectations of having to be this, that, and the other thing. She says it's a lot.